and it's just as good as a phone call. So how, a lot of y'all have asked, some of y'all have asked, how would you list a listing in Marketplace? So basically 2 to 4 pictures. Do not use bathrooms unless it is like the Taj Mahal of bathrooms. Don't use the front of the house if the landscaping needs to be done or it looks like it's the dead of winter. Just don't do it. You want to make sure they are beautifully done homes. And if you have an issue where you're like, oh, I got my photography back and these people didn't clean, Box Brownie. Spend $32 and get Box Brownie to edit all the stuff out that you don't want in there, and then have them replace the images. It's $32 per image to have them do that. That's why I say 2 to 4, so you're not wasting an arm and a leg. Your photography should always be professional when posting on social media. It should not be from your iPhone. In this day and age, right now where we're at, if you are getting iPhone pictures from your sellers because they do not want photographers in their house, there's an app on everybody's phone called Lightroom with Adobe. You go in, play with it. There's tutorials. Make sure you lighten your pictures up and then send them off to Box Brownie. But Box Brownie can do it too, but it's a little bit more expensive when you can do it for free on your phone. So then you want to go in and you want to write just a couple word description. For example, awesome summer lake house. And that's your subject, because they will require you have a subject. And then in the description, you want to tell your story. Please do not put, this home boasts 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms in the luxury community of Chestatee off of Lake Lanier in Hall County. Like, people are tired of seeing that. That's why people are saying descriptions don't work, because they see the pictures, they can see the house, they know it has, you know, 4 bedrooms or whatever, but you're also just basically giving them everything. So if they come to you and they come to the Marketplace and they look at the listing, they're like, oh, it's 4 bedrooms, I need 5. But you know there's a potential for a 5th bedroom. You just scared that buyer away because they're not going to contact you. So you want to tell a story. You want to say, like, this home was built in 1960 and fully remodeled with the current owners taking all the log cabin quaintness to the next level. And then you want to make sure you skip a line or 2. The spaces are necessary, and here's why. So scrolling, I don't know if y'all have noticed this in what I'm posting, what Sean is posting, and what Heather's posting. Scrolling is essentially as addictive as heroin, and is a Harvard study. So it releases the same endorphins in your brain and the same chemical in your brain. And so that's why people are so addicted to scrolling. So you want to make sure you have one sentence, a short sentence, and then skip, 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 do another sentence, skip, 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 do another sentence. And tell the story. You should be asking on average 72 questions to a seller. Like, what made you buy this house? What was the best selling feature? And these are things you should be writing down to create your story. Remember when we were in like grade school and we had to make those little think bubbles to then write paragraphs? Like, this would be your subject and you do a line and do another bubble up here. This was your first paragraph, line bubble. This was your second paragraph. So in that first bubble, put the address, draw a line. What's your favorite part about this house? Write that question and then fill it in. What's your favorite part about this house? Write your question, fill it in. Or like, what's your favorite part about the backyard or the community? What's your favorite part about your commute? Like, how far is it to downtown Atlanta? That kind of thing. And then you want to take that, create like a 4 or 5 sentence description, post it on Marketplace, and underneath that say, please PM me with any other questions. We all know that no one pays attention, and you will get people saying, how much is it? How much is the price? Because that's another factor. You want to make sure you put, please message me for the price, so you aren't considered false advertising as well. So you just want to put, please PM me for the price, and you will get people, what's the price? And then underneath that, you will say, hey, I've private messaged you, or hey, I DM'd you. Copy paste that response, because if it's a hot neighborhood and you're in a hot, and it's a beautiful home, chances are you're going to generate a lot of leads, and you're not going to want to type that out every 5 minutes. So make sure you have about an hour to 2 hours after you post on social media to be open. You don't have to be glued to your phone, just be open and available to answer any questions that come in. Direct them to the back end so you can, and if someone says, why can't you just post it? Because you want to answer these personalized questions in a personalized forum, which is your messenger. And your messenger should be used as your CRM, and here's why. So Facebook realized that people were using Marketplace to sell residential real estate or business things or everything like that. So every 3 days, if you have a response that you just slipped over and you didn't see, every 3 days, you'll get a notification from Facebook that says, hey, you have 7 responses waiting for reply. And so you can go in and do that. You can also go in on Facebook Marketplace and schedule appointments. And it will also send you reminders just like a CRM. So it's a free CRM, consider that. And it's only through Facebook Marketplace that it does that. So if, for example, if someone says, yeah, I want to see the property Saturday at 5 p.m. Great, I have you down April 10th at 5 p.m. Just because you typed April 10th at 5 p.m., Facebook will automatically populate a calendar invite. And you just click accept, and they'll click accept. And if you have it linked to your Google Calendar, it goes to your Google Calendar and automatically time blocks you. So it's that easy on Marketplace to do a listing. If you're in a good, like if you have lake homes or townhomes, or something that is worth then that unicorn, like people can look at it and see that it's the unicorn price point, that $250 to $300 price point in some areas, you're going to be inundated with leads. So please just know that, and you want to make sure that you ask all of them at some point in your conversation, if not the first question, the second question. Hey, are you currently working with an agent? Or hey, do you have a pre-approval? And that should be that. And if they do want to see it in the COVID epidemic, no, Janet, they need to be added as sales. So you have to add it on your phone as sales because it's not on your computer. So basically, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. I just opened the chat window. So you want to go in. You want to make sure that the Marketplace is there. You want to make sure you ask up the questions to the buyers, the potential buyers. Are they currently working with an agent? And then when you get to meet them in person, your sole objective is to meet them. Now it's over FaceTime or Zoom or whatever. Your sole objective is to meet them, because when you meet them, the statistics of someone else hiring another realtor, I think, Bill, you can help me with this. I think it's 84% of buyers and sellers hire the first realtor they meet. So your whole objective is to get your face in front of them so they can make a face with a name. And on Facebook, you do that. So you're like talking to them on Marketplace and you get an appointment booked, they should now become your friend on Facebook. And that brings me to what you should be doing on your personal page and not your business page. So about in 2018, Facebook itself kind of did away with business pages because people were complaining that they were getting inundated with sponsored ads or ad requests or just commercials basically, and they wanted to see more of what their friends were doing. They didn't care about the businesses, they wanted to see more. And while this was happening, Instagram was launching off, and that's why Instagram became so popular, because Facebook was faced with this like infomercial type situation, and no one wanted to be on it. The younger generation just didn't want to see it. So Facebook, if you notice in 2018, your business stats kind of went down on the Facebook profiles, but your ad spend went up. So it used to be cheaper than Google pay-per-click, and now it's more expensive than Google pay-per-click. So basically the way around this is the 80-20 rule. And I don't know how many help nuts I have in here, but the 80-20 rule basically for Facebook is 80% of your personal page should be personal business. Like it should be your family. It should be, if you don't want to put your kids on Facebook, don't. It should be you drinking your coffee out of a sloth mug in the morning with a picture of your logo in the background, and you don't have to even put your face in it. Just have your sloth mug and, you know, the MLS open and say, working from home today, what are y'all doing? Make sure it's interactive. Some of them are interactive. Some of them can just be funny memes. Some of them, you know, in this time, I'm seeing a lot of the memes, and I used to be anti-memes. A lot of the memes are like alleviating people's stress right now. So use what you can right now. The 20% should be your business. And with that said, your business should not be shared from your business page. Should you have a business page? Yes, automate it. You can spend a Sunday on it for an hour at home, doing monthly content, and post it all and have it post every third day. Like you should just be posting on your business page every third day, and just monitor it. If someone comments, then comment back, but your engagement will not be as high as it is with your personal page. So just keep that in mind. And with your business on your personal page, do not share. Do not share. So basically the algorithmic data looks for original content and organic content. It takes 2 minutes to create content. For example, if you see something that Pam posted and you really liked it, basically you don't have to ask Pam if it's a meme or anything. You screenshot the meme, crop it, post it with your own words above it if you want to post it with words. Now, if it's something original that Pam has created, please ask her permission for that first. With it's your listing, you should not be sharing from Circleplex, from the MLS, from anything. Keep in mind, Facebook is a business. The minute you share something that would click somebody away from Facebook is the minute that Facebook just dropped you down. That's why when you see a lot of agents posting these MLS links, they're only getting 1 like or 2 likes. But if you see the same agent post 4 pictures or 2 pictures of the house that she has with a little description, boom, like, and you just comment on every comment underneath that, and it will boost your algorithmic data. And then if someone, and please make it public, do not make it private, do not make it friends only, make it public, because here's why. If a friend comments on your post and you don't have, and like they're not like your best friend, like my best friend and I, we have all the same friends. But if they're just like a mutual friend, someone you bump into at the grocery store and say, hi, how's your mom and them, and they post or comment on that, then all of their friends are going to see that they commented on that. So now you're going to go into all of their news feeds. And then you're going to start getting people commenting. If it's a good post, you're going to start getting people commenting and you're like, I don't know these people, but engage in them, engage with them. If they are in Texas or Illinois or something, they're probably going to start following you, and you're going to start getting messages like, hey, I wish you lived in Illinois right now. I'd really love you to sell my house. And that's when you go, that's awesome. I actually have a really great referral partner in Illinois. You pick up your phone, you go to Kelly and say, hey, I need a top producing agent in Illinois. Bam, you have one, you call them, you qualify them, and then you send them out with a referral fee. And that's how you can work virtually and still make money during this time, because people, especially healthcare workers, have to move. They have to move, especially if they're out of residency. There's a big scare that the residents that are going to their new hospitals don't have a place to stay. Well, Atlanta's a hub for residencies. Like we have Emory, we have, North Georgia hospitals, we have every major cancer hospital I think you can think of. And same with Florida. I'm from Gainesville, Florida, so we have Shands, we have North Florida, we have Mayo Clinic, we have all of those. So you will not see as many housing drops here as you would in rural America where there's no hospitals, because one, we have the CDC here as well. We have people flying in trying to find homes, and they're on Facebook every day. The first thing people do in the statistical study, 96% of Americans, the first thing they do is they turn off their alarm clock on their cell phone and open their Facebook. They don't open their email. They don't open their text messages. They open their Facebook or some form of social media. The age range on Facebook right now is, when I was in marketing, it would have been every advertiser's marketing demographic, ideal demographic. So from 25 to 65 is the demographic on Facebook right now. If you are trying to reach a younger demographic than 25, like if you're trying to reach those fresh out of college people, you're going to want to focus on things like Instagram and TikTok. And TikTok is fun. It's a lot, so I don't recommend it in real estate right now unless you're like fully got Facebook, because Facebook is going to get you where you want to be during this time, and it'll take you time to get there. To generate buyer leads on Marketplace, you should be marketing your buyers just like you're marketing your sellers. You should be going on Canva and creating a template. And if your buyers have a professional photography shoot done, ask if you can borrow that and post and say, hey, family in need of 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, up to $250K. Post that on Marketplace. What that does is that generates leads not only for you pulling homes for your buyers, but it also gets off the market sellers that are like, hey, I'm thinking about listing my house. Do you think your buyers would be interested? And they're coming to you because you've just put a face with a name. They like the picture that they see, or they sympathize with like the family needing a home, or the single parent, or whoever the picture may be of. Hey, I'm selling my house. It's not listed yet. Do you want to come check it out for your buyers? Absolutely. And that's when you go in, you send your professional photographer in, or you ask them for the iPhone pictures in this day and age, or whatever pictures they might have of the house. And then you basically do your virtual listing presentation from that point on. And it's so easy. And you can also search for FSBOs in Marketplace too. So keep that in mind. So there are a lot of people posting their personal houses on Marketplace and not on Zillow. So, and it's really easy. You can find it, make sure they aren't like a mortgage lender or realtor already. Typically you can tell by the photos. You just go in, say, hey, is this available? And it's a button. It's already auto-populated. You just click on it and you'll send it. And then you forget about it until they comment back on you. Comment back, yes, it is available. That's great. I'm previewing properties for future buyers. Do you mind if I set up a time where I can come see the property? ? Yes, what time works for you? I have a 2 p.m. Friday available. I'm working 2 p.m. Friday. Can we do Saturday morning? Absolutely. You go in, you create value. Don't bring your listing paperwork. Create value. Ask if you can send a professional photographer in at your cost, no cost to them, and get the listing. Your photographer should be selling you if you're doing it this way. You send your professional photographer in, they see how great your pictures are compared to theirs. They see that you're adding value. You're not like shaking them down for just the listing paperwork or trying to sell them hopes and dreams. You're actually adding value to them. They will take it, and then they'll probably typically reach out to you and say, hey, can you list my house? You've already done so much work. Can you list my house? And it's that easy. It is that easy.
Just to give you a second break, Brooke. We got a question about, do you think that using a photo of buyers may cause a discrimination issue?
Using a photo of buyers? No. I mean, not if you don't make it one.
Right. My thought is, like, if somebody sees the picture of the family and doesn't want to help, then they just won't.
Yeah, they won't comment. And that's not somebody you want to work with anyway.
Right.
Like, please keep in mind, the people that you don't want to work with will make it loud and clear on social media, and you don't even have to waste your time.
Yeah. Brooke, well, we've talked a little bit about this in this room. Just real briefly, I don't want to go too far off the topic, but what indications do you see when you're doing business or your team's doing business that indicates somebody that is not, I don't want to say doesn't meet the standards of your team, but that indicates to you that it's going to be more of a headache than an opportunity? Like give me an example or two about what would cause you to believe that.
So basically my girls are trained to, when they post something, and they basically go in, the first question that is asked is, hey, what's the price typically from the buyer? And then we go in and we state, it's listed at $229. Is that a price you want to stay in? Typically 90% of all human beings are going to say no or yes. But then you will get the red flag that's like, that's not worth that. Da, 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 da. You don't want to say, okay, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Go about your day. Like, you don't want to sit there and argue with them. You don't want to sit there. But then the people that are like, no, no, it's a little above my price limit. Then you want to answer back and say, oh, that's great. I can also help you in that price point. Are you currently working with an agent?
Right.
No. Are you looking in this area? Yes, I am. And it's so hard to find something. Great. I'd love to find you some stuff. Can I share you a couple Zillow links or KW app links on, I like to share the app first, because when they click on it, they'll be directed to, it's your app, and they'll be directed to download it.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask Brooke before she moves on?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, Kathy.
Okay, Brooke, hold on, the water's running. Okay. Do we need to have circle pics? Like it's set up to automatically post to my business page. So I need to stop that, because I hate what they do anyway.
They don't do anything. It's basically the syndication. So when you post something on the MLS, it automatically gets syndicated with ListHub. And if you have it set up to be syndicated to your Facebook, it gets syndicated there as well. It is your job to advertise and market that property to the best of its ability. And if all you're relying on is a circle pics, like push out, you're not doing your sellers justice by marketing it any great place.
Yeah, we're actually going to be talking about that in about 2 hours in our ALC meeting, about whether that's a appropriate use of our market center's money right now.
Because like my property, a listing will go under contract, and even after it's sold, it'll still say, hey, let me show you my fabulous listing at this. And I'm like, no, stop, don't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, just stop it altogether. It literally, I think now that I have it down to a science, and it does take some time, it does take, plan when you do your first posting to figure everything out, plan for an hour. Time block an hour in your schedule to do your postings. When you post it on the MLS on Wednesday, because that's statistically the best day to post a new listing, you should be also time blocking an hour to post it on Facebook right after.
Hey, Brooke, what's this whole time blocking thing?
I love time blocking. My girls know I love time blocking. So basically, if I didn't time block, I would get like this much done, because there's so many different ways in real estate to go like this. Oh, I should be helping this seller because they called me. But so basically you want to go in, and from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. is my personal time. That is my non-negotiable time. That is when I run. That is when I have talks with Jesus about, Lord, help me not say anything I shouldn't today. That's when I have my coffee. That's when I do me, so I don't lose out on me. And then anything from 9:30 is when we do our team meetings, from 9:30 to about 10:30. And then now we have, the virtual 11 a.m. calls with Aubrey and the whole GLG group. So those should be time blocked in. And it's great. Aubrey sends them out the day before, and he's adding and he's doing them in time blocks where there's like an hour in between. And those hours in between are where you should be getting work done and time blocking, lead generation for an hour. You can lead generate at 10 o'clock at night in your pajamas in your bed on Facebook, just so you know. Like, you don't have to pick up a phone and call. But time blocking, I 110% recommend it. If you aren't already doing it, you should be doing it.
Hey, Brooke, I had a question. You mentioned that if you post something on your personal page, like a link to click on, and it takes you to another site, that it will push you further down on Facebook. Does that count for charities too? Like if you have a charity on there?
So basically, Facebook has a charitable contribution button and link. So when you go in and type something like, hey, donate to, hey, I'm raising money for the American Heart Association or for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, Facebook can pick up those keywords and it'll ask you after you post it, once it gets posted, if you want to create a link that people can add donations to. And what was your name? I just have it as 18473.
Oh, I know, my PC is acting crazy. I'm Kim.
Okay, Kim. Hi.
Okay.
Brooke, is it only in Messenger that it will auto-populate with those appointment requests?
Yes. So it's a new feature Facebook has been rolling out. So it's fairly new. So yeah, it's only in Messenger. They are talking about adding an appointment, and I think they might have done it. Let me double check. They are talking about adding an appointment button to the actual post where you can add appointments, like schedule an appointment to your personal page. But I know they've already done it to the business pages, but no one ever clicks on those unless you're a hairstylist.
So Brooke, how much do you tend to spend on each Facebook ad?
Oh, that's a good question. $5 a day. And it's not, I make all my ads through Power Editor before Command came out. And because Command is still a little limited on my side, just because I'm the problem child of Command and they're trying to integrate both of my market centers into it. I still have to use Power Editor. So basically Power Editor is Facebook's back-end advertising thing, and you want to go in and you can hone in your ad. So typically $5 a day, and then that's the max that I pay. So some days it's $1.18, some days it's $2.22. Like in some months it's only $20. It depends on if I've paused it or not. I can tell you for the month of February when I posted a lake house on Marketplace, we had so many leads I had to turn off all advertising because we couldn't even keep up with the leads that were coming in for free.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've researched all types of lead generation platforms and tech and systems and all of that. Do you find that Facebook is the best return at this time?
Absolutely. It's the cheapest. I've done it all. I've done bold leads. I've done offers. I've done, I've had Sync. I've had Boomtown. I've done them all. I've done the sponsored posts that people are like, we'll take over your Facebook ads and post for you. I've done all of that. I've thrown good money after bad. The bottom line is, if it doesn't come from you, the more personal you are, you're going to attract people just like you that want to work with you. People want to work with people they know, like, and trust. So use your own words. Use your own stories. Don't grease your hair back on Facebook and put on an oversized jacket and act like a used car salesman, because you're not. You're a realtor. And so just be honest, be open, and talk like you would talk. Like I say lit and dude and stuff like that all the time because I'm from Florida. I get made fun of sometimes on Facebook, and I just tell people, troll you later. Like, just don't be afraid to be yourself. And if anybody has a problem with it, pray for that person because they have a problem with themselves.
Yeah. Can you just, I want to, we've got, 25 minutes or so. I don't want to, I'd love to get your take on branding and kind of continue some of the theme that you were headed down in terms of being yourself. That's one thing I've always admired about your organization is that you are you, and it's kind of like, take it or leave it. And the people that are attracted to you are probably instantly your best friends, and the people that aren't, you don't want to work with them anyway.
Exactly. And and it's not worth the headache, to be honest with you. The easiest transactions I have are people that love me, and I talk to them every day, and I'm not rich by any means at all. Let's get that out of the way. But I'm still like posting luxury deals because of Facebook. And so that's because people will go on there. People are using Facebook now more than ever over websites. So if you don't have a website right now because you're brand new in the business, don't worry, because people want to see you on Facebook. So make your platform public. If you don't want your children on there, pull them off, pull the pictures of them off, take a couple hours, pull them off, put them on another platform that is public, but that should be your public forum. You're a public figure, you're a realtor. Your branding should be 100% across the board the same thing. So my headshots are me in a "What Would Dolly Do" t-shirt and a hat and jeans, and that's how I go out in the world. Like, that's how you'll find me in the supermarket. Besides in quarantine, I just got done doing yoga, but you'll find me out in the world dressed like that. I wear jeans, I wear oversized tops that hang off my shoulders. Like, that's who I am as a person. The second that I wake up in the morning and I put on a suit, I've just lied to myself, which will start my day out being a liar. And you don't want to do that. So if you're a mom and you are in MOPS groups all day and y'all are all wearing, and they're all wearing yoga pants, and you show up in a pencil skirt and high heels, they're automatically going to be like, who is this person? And if you're in a MOPS group and you're more comfortable in yoga pants, and do that, be you. Don't try to be somebody else. And your branding should reflect that. It should be modern. Please, please, please make it modern. A lot of people come to me and they're like, how do you do this? I don't know how to do this. Don't spend the time doing it if you aren't good at it. There are so many resources available to make professional logos and get your entire branding kit for like $180. And that's Etsy. Just go on Etsy, hire someone for $180, get your email signature, your logo, your business cards, everything, and make everything the same all the way across. And then your Facebook cover photo should mimic the same thing. Now, it should have a picture in it of you or your family, because people want to see personal stuff. And then your memo should also, I think my Facebook says a little Jesus, a little realtor. Let me pull it up. So you want to make sure you're filling that out too, and it's consistent with your brand as well. Let me see.
It says a little Jesus, a little realtor, helping buyers and sellers from Central Florida all the way to North Georgia. Heart, heart, heart.
Yep. And if you notice, my hearts are the rainbow. So that indicates that I love my working with our LGBTQ community, just because they're some of the most giving, amazing people ever. I even wear a necklace with it. So if that's on you, make sure you talk about it. Make sure, and then my Instagram. So Instagram's going to be a little different. Instagram, mine says Florida girl, realtor in Atlanta, Georgia, social media geek, mentor, mentee, dog mom. And then I have a link to a magazine article where I was interviewed in Atlanta for being a new agent, crushing it last year, moving up here from Florida. So you want to make sure that you put, at least if you don't have any PR, it's okay, but put a link. If you have a website, put your website link there, or have it linked back to your Facebook, because Instagram is owned by Facebook now, so you can do that there. But the reason why you want to make sure you put realtor in Atlanta, Georgia, and please don't put realtor in your name on your Instagram handle, because it's a violation of NAR's advertising policy. So if your Instagram name is Bill Linkwald Realtor, get realtor out of there. It should be in your description, not in your name, because realtor is not your name. And so you want to make sure you put wherever you're working. I put Atlanta, Georgia, because I have a lot of Florida people that follow me on Instagram, and I get a lot of referrals for all over the state of Georgia that if it's not an area I work, I connect them with another agent. But you want to make sure you put your farm area, like Heather would put Canton, Georgia, realtor in Canton, Georgia. Shannon would put Alpharetta. Bill would put Midtown Atlanta or something like that, you know. So make sure you get hyper local, and the reason why you do that is because when you go into the search button and you search realtor in Dawsonville, if you're in Dawsonville, then you would come up first. And that's how the young bucks are doing it.
And that's in the description right below your name, right?
Right below your name, yep.
I
Create
want
a
to
hashtag.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Create a hashtag for your business. So I'm trying to see y'all's names. So just because I have Shauna right in front of me, it would be hashtag Shauna Sells, ATL or something, or Kathy Sells Roswell. Make those your hashtag and use them in every post on Instagram.
One thing I want to touch on that you mentioned was, you know, don't lie to yourself when you get dressed in the morning and these kind of things. And I think that the reason why that works is because you speak confidently. And you speak confidently because you know the market, right? You know, you've studied the market, you've studied the process, you are learning based, right? And whatever you say it with enthusiasm and you say it with confidence. And if that's the case, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing, right? And yes, I think we all need to use common sense, but we also don't need to put on a 3-piece suit every day.
Yes, yeah. I mean, when I go to networking events, I'll put a blouse on and some booties and some jeans without holes in them, and I'll go to that, or a blazer. I wear a lot of cardigans and a lot of blazers if I'm at networking events. But typically, the blouse that I'm speaking of has a saying underneath that says, "Hey, Jolene, you can have them, Dolly," or like, "You're kind, generous." Like, they all have sayings. That's me. That's who I am. Like, I want people to look at me and smile or feel better about themselves. Maybe it's because I look rough that day. I don't know. But like, at least my saying t-shirt will say something to them if I'm in it, and people remember you. Like, I had a United Way friend. She was president of United Way in Gainesville, Florida, and she wore black every single day. Black pants, black shirt, black shoes, every single day. And I finally said, "Hey, Chris, are those the same clothes you're wearing every day?" Because that's all I remembered. Like, she wore black every day. And she goes, "No, it's my uniform." She's like, "It's easy. My whole closet's black. I can just go through it." So if that's something you're comfortable in, be that comfortable. And then when you go in to a listing presentation, you're not worried if your underwear are hanging out of your trousers or something, because you're comfortable. You're used to wearing an outfit. If you're used to wearing Gucci belts with jeans and heels, wear Gucci belts with jeans and heels. I'm not that person.
Right. And we're starting to see that a lot more even from the KWRI side with, you know, people wearing the, you know, kind of domino themed, or, you know, the 3 Ls or whatever, the t-shirts and a blazer or something like that. Again, if you use common sense and you speak like a professional and speak with confidence, then I think you have more liberty now to, quote, be yourself.
Janet, yes. So basically, I don't double the price, but I do post on Instagram. So when you're posting on Instagram, I can tell you that the carousel pictures work better. So basically what I would do is, if you plan to post on both, I would spend $250 a day on Facebook and $250 a day to start on Instagram, and then see which one gives your most return. I don't know if y'all can see this, but when you go on Instagram, by the way, you should all change your Instagram profiles to influencer, because then you can see your analytics. So this shows me I had 58 views in the last 7 days, so I know I'm down. But then when I click on the post, like the post I posted yesterday, I can click View Insights, and I had a 204 person reach. Less than 1% weren't following you. So that tells me, and it tells me 249 of them were at home. And I posted about spring cleaning, so they probably didn't. And then when you're in Instagram like this, I can promote this post with a click of a button like that, and just do it all from there. And your ad account will be set up. I got kicked off Facebook last week, so everything's kind of messed up right now. and I got kicked off Facebook because someone's trying to hack my account. No, no fault of my own. But then it blocked me from all the Facebook groups for a week. So I just got that access back on the 6th. So make sure when you are doing Facebook that you aren't like trying to post spammy stuff or anything, because they take that pretty serious. And then also you should be adding on your personal page 10 to 15 friends a day and the people you may know. And here's why. Those top 3 to 5 people you may know are people who have checked out your profile in the last 24 to 48 hours. That's basically, I call it the stalker role. Like you can tell, and if it's someone you don't like if it's an ex, if it's a friend that you don't, that's always negative, you just click the remove and they'll never show up there again.
So that's those. Are you positive about that? Those people, have you looked at your profile?
Yep.
So
Just
where was
the
that?
first 3 to 5. So on your Facebook,
Yeah.
if you go to just the page, watch it not show up now. It should say people you may know. Hang on, let me get back.
It probably knows we're all in a Zoom room together, so it would
Yeah.
list each other.
Yeah. So basically, if our IP addresses have connected at some point, you'll come across. If you're friends with each other in the same group, you'll come across. But those first 3 to 5 are people who have actually clicked on your profile to view you.
Right. Also, if your cell phones are very close to each other, like for example, let's say I'm at the market center and a new agent pops into the market center. And it's the first time they've been there. They're coming in for an interview or something. And our cell phones are, let's say, within 5 feet of each other, right? The next day, there'll be a recommended person. It's crazy.
Pam, you can change it in your settings on Instagram. You go down to settings. Yeah, and another thing, I just lost my train of thought. It was a good one too. I'll get it back again, I'm sure.
I've got a question. Are we supposed to have a professional account?
On Instagram?
Yeah, it says switch to personal account. I only get on Instagram to look at dogs and children.
So you should have a personal account. It should be a personal account like mine's running her life. And then you should be able to go in there and go to settings and set it to influencer or creator. Creator is what mine's under.
Okay.
What other questions do we have for Brooke?
I saw Julian had the question, do you have a step-by-step posting to Facebook Marketplace? Do you have like a...
I wish I did. I have a basic template. Here's why that doesn't work, because not all the questions are going to be the same. So are you talking about like when you list something, Julian, or when you answer like a script for the back end?
I just unmuted you. Well, I'm trying. For some reason, he's staying on mute.
He must have his on mute. So basically, for the script for the back end, be yourself again. Like here's how I do it. How would I like to be talked to? Do I want to say, this is a really great deal at $229. You ready to sign some paperwork today? Well, like I'm just going to run far away and never answer you. But if I say, hey, we have it listed at $229K, is that a price you like to stay in? I feel like, oh, they value my opinion. I'm going to be like, no, that's a little too high. Or yeah, actually, that is a price I've been looking at. Are you currently working with an agent? No, I'm not. I'm just starting the process. That's awesome. Would you like to set up a time to view this property? Yeah, sure. Okay, does 3 p.m. on Friday work for you? Sure. Then, now that you have the appointment, wait a day or two and say, hey, and now your lender, Kathy Ray's really good at this. I have a lender that's really good at it as well. your lender should be, you would then put them in a group chat and say, hey, are you pre-approved? Because if they're in the starting stages, or have you spoken to a lender to get pre-approved yet? They're either going to say no or yes. If they say no, say, oh, that's great, I can still help you out. Would you mind if I put you in a chat with my lender? 90% of the time they're going to say no. I don't mind at all.
That's a great idea. I've never even thought about that.
Yeah, and then so you on the back end, you text message your lender and you say, hey, you keep this chat in Messenger, keep them, because you want to keep people where they are, because the second you tell them to go someplace else, they're going to forget about it and be like, oh, this is too much work. People are just like, whoa, that's more work, I don't want to do that. But your lender should be, hey, I'd be happy to help. Here's a link for an application. What price point are you looking to stay in? What's your preferred payment? And that's one of the responses that Kathy, with Shelter Mortgage, responded. Vitale. I know I called her Kathy Ray, sorry. Kathy Vitale. That's one of the responses she does. She's really good at it. I've been training her on that since I've been at KW.
I was wondering how because I always do a chat, a group text on my phone with my new person and Kathy. So I was like,
yeah. Kathy should be your friend on Facebook, or your lender should be your friend on Facebook, and then you should group them in the group chat. And that does one or two things. That keeps you in the know, and it keeps everything in one place as well. So you're not going, where did I have this conversation? And it also, Kathy can reply back right then and there and state, hey, congratulations on your pre-approval. Here's your paperwork, because you can upload documents and save them to your Google Drive on Facebook.
So Brooke, I have one question. I just need clarification. Did you say that on your business page, on your personal page, you're posting 80% personal business stuff, and then on your business page? Can you clarify that for me?
So 80% personal. So basically, I am quarantined on a houseboat right now. That's been a lot of my posts. Like, I'm out here in my stories. You should be doing stories. Like, it takes 2 minutes for me to do like this and show my surroundings, and saying quarantine life or something like that. Or if you are actually working and you are actually drinking coffee, snap a picture of you working and saying, working from home today. That's personal stuff.
So is that personal stuff going on the personal page, or is it going on the business page? That's what I need. On the personal page? Okay.
Personal page. Your business page as a new agent should be secondary to your personal page.
Okay.
Well, that's what Justin Landis said yesterday. At least 5 story posts, pictures, whatever, every day on Facebook and Instagram. And different
Instagram.
one.
And the great thing about Instagram is if you can share your post from your story from Instagram to Facebook automatically, and then change it up some, add some new ones in Instagram and on Facebook that make people go, hey, what's her Facebook look like? Or what's her Instagram look like? Yeah, but you should be posting stories all day, every day, especially now we have nothing else to do. I mean, if your dogs are doing something funny, post your dogs running around. Like, people connect with dogs. If you are a cat person, post your cat sleeping upside down or doing something crazy.
What is your Instagram handle, Brooke?
Running Her Life.
Okay. So it's not tied to
go ahead.
If somebody's searching for Brooke Wooley, I guess they'll see it because they got the link within that Voyage ATL.
Yeah. I mean, you can still search Brooke Wooley, but Instagram doesn't work like Facebook, and so it doesn't work by names. You'll probably get every Brooke Wooley in America, and the closest one to you will pop up first, which would probably be me in Atlanta, but I'm sure there's more than one Brooke Wooley in Atlanta. But yeah, you want to ask for the Instagram handle.
Does sharing stuff on your personal page count, or does it have to be something specific that you typed and wrote? And,
yeah, you want it to be as original as possible. So Facebook works off organic content. They want it to be original. Like, if, for example, I have shared something from my mortgage lender, one of my mortgage lenders this past week, and because he's donating money, and I couldn't have copied and pasted that and put that on because it's not my words, but I shared it. But I only got like 2 likes, not even. So you can see me failing forward because I was like, maybe in this time, Facebook lets us share stuff. It doesn't. It wants to see organic, original content. And that is the factor to make you go viral. A lot of people go viral just by putting silly things down. And it's not anything beneficial. And then a lot of people go viral by putting a lot of thought into a post and typing out their true feelings. So you just want to be organic as much as possible. And every post you make should be made public. It should not be private. It should not be for friends only. And now I take that back. If you don't want to show your children on Facebook, it should be private. And then you can categorize the people who see your children. But everything else should be public.
So one more question. I already have both Facebook and Instagram, and I have a business Instagram page, but where do I go to change it from just regular business to influencer? Will I need to do another one?
You need a personal one.
I have a personal one. So I need to make my personal, I have 2 Instagrams. So do I need to make my personal account an influencer and not the business one? Okay.
Yep, your personal one should be influencer or creator.
Okay.
That way you can see the analytics. Business Instagrams have gone to the wayside. They don't actually do anything anymore. I mean, you can still post content there, but I haven't posted on my business Instagram in a year and a half, I think.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brooke, we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. And if you were asked, we have agents that have done, that are brand new to the business. We have agents in the room that have been in the business many, many years. What advice do you have for agents that are encountering a shifted market, either for the first time or a different type of shifted market than they've experienced in the past? What should they be focused on right now?
That's a really good question. You should be focused on seeing what you can do to help, and what you do now will be 90 days from now will be beneficial. So you should be in the back end of all your social media, checking in on all your friends, checking in on all of your past clients, making sure they're okay, seeing if you can do anything for them. Those should be your top 3 priorities right now in this market as we're shifting. You should also be educating them. So, you know, you can say, hey, do you have any questions for me? Has anything arisen since come up that you know you might have a real estate or mortgage question that my team or I can handle? You're going to get a lot of forbearance questions right now. And why is it a good idea? Why is it not a good idea? You want to make sure you have a lender on the back end that can answer those, so you're not in RESPA violations directly for trying to answer some things. You want to be the most helpful human being you can be right now and not be a salesperson.
I couldn't have answered that question better. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Brooke. This has been really, really helpful. Brooke runs a team in the Market Center, and she's always been very, very kind and always willing to share. So thank you for that. If anyone has any other questions, perhaps you could put them in the PC Help community, and we can send those along to Brooke or her teammates and see if we can get some answers for you. This was recorded, so give me a couple days and I'll get it up into the YouTube channel. And thank you, everyone, for showing up.
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Brooke.
Bye-bye.